Welcome. I hope that you're having an awesome start to your week. I'll wait for a few of you guys to join me here, and then we will get started. And we're going to do messages from Spirit. We're going to do some readings. We're going to do all that good stuff. And the energy in the world, the vibe in general, has been absolutely freaking crazy. I woke up this morning and I talked to Candace Harsh from Purely Elemental and I talked to some other people, and we were all like, what the hell's going on? This is like totally crazy. And yeah, so if you're feeling weird, if you're feeling off, if you're feeling a giant like WTF is happening out there, it really wouldn't surprise me. It is very much doing one of these. It's doing one of these. So please know that if you're experiencing that, you are absolutely not alone. Tonight, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully Twitch. If anybody out there is watching this on Twitch, leave us a comment so I can make sure it's working. Um, all right. We'll wait for a few more people to join. And as I usually say, I do this completely for free. I do not charge money for these lives. The only thing that I ask is that you share, especially if you're wanting to ask a question. You can let me know that you have shared by writing shared next to your question. Um, all right. So, if you've never seen me work before, basically the way that I do this is I will connect with spirit. I'll ask for messages to come through for people from their loved ones and spirit guides and angels. Um, and then at some point, I'll also jump into the chat and I'll be asking questions or asking questions, answering questions. Maybe I'll be asking questions. Maybe we'll reverse the flow on this, and you guys will read me. Um, but yeah, I will answer questions that you have in the chat. Again, if you would like to ask a question for me to answer with the help of spirit, just write shared next to your question, and I'll be happy to go to whoever it is that I'm drawn to tonight. All right. So let me grab my pen and paper and I'm going to tune in and I'm going to ask now. I'm going to ask that my spirit guides, my angels, and my loved ones step forward to help me bring through messages and information for you guys from loved ones and spirit guides. And as always, if a message resonates with you, if it makes sense to you, please, please, please let us know. All right. And you can let us know in the chat. You can tell us why it makes sense or just that you're claiming the message. Obviously, the why it makes sense is the best. But if you're not comfortable with that, just letting us know that the message has been claimed, that it's found its home, would be amazing. All right, let's jump in. So, and if you hear a bird in the background, it is not a ghost bird. It is a real live budgie who is having quite the evening with his toys. All right, so message number one. As I'm tuning into spirit, I am getting an older woman coming forward from spirit. She's showing me the name Gail, and it's coming through on the paper as well, like Gale. So the name Gail is coming through. She's showing me the number is 93. So this could be an age, it could be a year, but the number 93 is also coming through. She's bringing me to the month of April is important to her. She's also bringing me to the 10th of a month as important to her as well. So again, this could be birth, death, or something else of significance. She's talking about the name James. The name Sarah is also coming through. And this is weird. She's talking about somebody who either worked with airplanes, flew airplanes, or had some kind of an airplane connection. I believe that person is probably still on Earth, but I feel like there's this gentleman that she's talking about that has some kind of a connection with the aerospace world. And so that is coming through as well. She's coming through for a woman who is alive, obviously, on Earth. And she says that this woman has really, really been struggling a lot. And she's struggling a lot to do with children in general and having a child. And she says that this woman is going back and forth and trying to figure out how to have this kid or how to make a child happen or something like that. And I am being shown, she says, that this is all going to sort itself out in the month of May. She's showing me the 6th of May, 6th of May, as important to her, important to you with this. So whatever the struggle is around this child or children, I feel like the 6th of May, everything begins to unfold in a positive way for you. Okay. So it's going to be okay. Again, the name Gail came through, the name James, the name Sarah, the number 93, the 10th of April is important to the woman who's coming forward. And then she's talking about a woman on Earth who's struggling to have a child. So she is bringing that through. And she says, don't worry, by the 6th of May, it's all going to be sorted out. Okay. So that was message number one. Message number two, I have Paul stepping forward from spirit. So this is a gentleman that's passed away. His name is Paul or something similar to that, but it's coming through as Paul, but it doesn't sit like quite comfortably. So to me, this could be a variation of a name like that I'm not familiar with, or a different pronunciation or something like that. But I am hearing that. He's showing me the November. He's also showing me the 5th ish. So 5, 6, 7th of November. I think it's the 5th of November is important to him. So like it could be birth, death, or something else of significance. The name Charlie, but I feel like this could even be an animal named Charlie, also coming through with this Paul gentleman. He's also showing me January 11th is important to him. He says that when he passed away from something here. I feel like this could be major heart problems or major breathing problems, but I feel like I can't quite take a deep breath as he's stepping forward. So to me, this is usually lung issues or something really intense in the chest area. So he is coming forward. He's also talking about Diane or Diana is important to him, and he's putting a heart around that name. I feel like this could either be a daughter to him or a female who's alive that's younger than him. And I get the feeling that the message he has for you is he's acknowledging the feeling of depressiveness or depression or feeling like just totally overwhelmed. And he says, not to worry. This is something that is going to get better for you. He says it's actually already in the process of shifting or turning in a different direction. So he wants you to know that even though things are challenging right now, this is something that will actually get better. This will actually shift for you. Okay. So that was message number 2. Get a fresh piece of paper in case anyone's wondering what it looks like, what my scribbling looks like. This is it. So sometimes it's just weird lines and scribbles. Sometimes it's actually words coming through. I never really know until I look down. Uh, Message number 3. I'm not sure who Catherine or Katie is. I feel like this could actually be somebody on Earth. So you may be either watching this live now or you may be watching the replay later. But I'm getting a message for a Catherine or a Katie. It's an older gentleman stepping forward from spirit to communicate with you. And he comes in as either a father or a grandfather figure, but he's also coming in with his head down and his mouth shut. So to me, this is symbolic. It represents shame or being ashamed of something that he had done on Earth. Now, I want to be clear that when people pass on, they don't carry those energies with them into the spirit world. But I feel like they come through to let us know that they may have been a challenging or a difficult or a downright douchey person on Earth. I don't feel like he was a douche, but he is giving me this feeling of on Earth he did some things that he's not very proud of. He's bringing me to the July when you were 12 years old, and he's bringing me there. He's bringing me to a backyard that has a pool and a shed and nice backyardy things. So he's bringing me into this area, and he says, "I'm so sorry that I didn't listen properly. I'm so sorry that I didn't give you what you needed at that time." So I don't know what he's talking about, but he is bringing this through. He's also bringing me to 16 years old, and I see a gravestone. So he may have even passed away when you were 16 years old. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And so there's this sort of period of difficulty between you and him from 12 years old to 16 years old, and he is bringing that through. He's also saying that he's at peace. He sends healing back to the past. He says, if I would have known that I would have set you up for such difficult times with being able to trust the world around you, to trust yourself, to trust the foundation on which you walk, he says that he would have done everything differently, and he apologizes to you for that. Okay, so this is a message coming through. That was message number 3. Message number 4, I'm getting a dog. I love it when animals come through. A dog and 2 cats. All 3 of them are coming forward together. One of them passed away or has some very strong connection to just before Christmas, and I can see that. Just before Christmas, there's a connection with these animals. When the dog passed away, I feel like they had a tumor. I feel like they had a tumor in their belly area, and I can feel that. One of the cats I can feel immediately had kidney problems on Earth, like really significant ones, because I get images of a bunch of crystals in urine, and I can see that as well. The other cat I feel just became very elderly and old. I feel like if they all didn't pass by euthanasia, I would be surprised. But definitely the dog and definitely one of the cats. And the cat that I feel passed with euthanasia or by euthanasia was the one with the crystals in the urine. So these 3 animals are coming forward for somebody here. They are immediately giving me an awareness of. They're immediately giving me an awareness that your ankle or your foot isn't feeling so well. So it could just be a minor injury or some soreness, but whoever this is for, your ankle or your foot is not doing so well. I believe it's on the right hand side. So I can feel that. They're showing me paws all over your leg, all over your foot, all over your ankle. So this is symbolic of them bringing in healing for you. They're wanting to talk about somebody named Dave or David as important to you or them. I feel like this is somebody that is definitely alive, definitely on Earth. I feel like this person has been going through a lot of their own weird crap, basically. I feel like they're a good person. I feel like they've got a big heart, but I get this sort of depressiveness or this sort of energy where they're just feeling kind of like stuck and stagnant. And because of that, they're kind of introverted and shut down recently. These three animals are coming in and they're saying, don't worry, everything's going to be fine, but communicate the way that you're feeling to this person. So I feel like what they're doing is encouraging you to actually like say how it feels to feel kind of shut out at the moment from this individual. So that is coming through as well with message number 4. All right. Message number 5. I'm getting a woman coming forward. She's coming in as middle aged at the most at her time of passing. She's giving me the feeling that she passed away from cancer. I believe that it started in her chest area, but it also traveled, and I feel like it actually traveled into her GI system, so her gastrointestinal system. And I can see that. I feel like the snow is just melting at the time of her passing. That would place it in March, April as her time of passing. And I feel that she was somebody um, that really believed in a higher power, really believed in higher beings, and I can feel her stepping in. And she's got this huge heart. I think that she was a profoundly loving person, incredibly compassionate. And she says that you have, or I don't know if she says you have or she always had this one of those cards that looks almost like a prayer card, but it's got an angel on it. It's specifically a guardian angel. I can see the angel. It's a common image, but it's an angel, and there's children crossing a bridge. And I can see that, and I don't know where that fits in with her message, but she is bringing this forward for you. She says that she understands that your own faith has been very shaken, and you're just feeling totally exhausted. And she wants you to know that this is something that is going to improve. It is in this year, specifically 2022, is a year of massive and really positive changes for you. So even if things right now have felt a little bit and challenging even for the last several, maybe even 7 years, she says not to worry. This is something that is going to get better for you. Okay, so it is temporary, even though it's challenging. That was message number 5. Message number 6, I have a man coming in from spirit. He comes in also around middle aged. I feel like when he passed away from a heart attack. I feel like it was very sudden and very unexpected. I want to say that it was fast, almost an instant passing. I feel like he had this experience and just gone. Thank you, Joanne, says message number 5, my mom. Thank you for letting us know, Joanne. Um, this gentleman had a very instant passing or a very quick passing. I feel very strongly that he's coming forward for a female who is alive that feels like a wife or a partner figure. I also want to say that he had a son and maybe even a daughter, or there's a female also connected to him that's young that feels like it's either a daughter or a daughter-in-law. He is saying that he had a very rowdy personality, that he was a lot of fun, that he loved laughing constantly. He never took life too seriously. He says his passing for him was so fast and so peaceful that he feels at peace with it. He says that people have wondered oftentimes if he was afraid, and he says absolutely not. He said he was gone before he hit the ground, so that means a very quick passing. I also feel like the son figure that he's talking about is starting something new in his life. He says he's starting a new direction work wise and even interest wise. Like he's getting interested in new things, and I am seeing that this is something that is really exciting, but he's also really nervous. The sun figure is really nervous about the direction this could take. And the gentleman in spirit says, don't be nervous. You've got this. He says, you are going to absolutely do really well with this. He says, just shine, because he's showing me a star twinkling. So he says, just shine. For the daughter or daughter-in-law figure, he's just sending his blessings to you. He's sending a lot of love to you. And for this wife and partner figure, he just wants you to know that he's still with you. He says that he's gently tickling your mid, not lower back, not quite mid back, but just as that curve in the back starts happening, he says he's doing this to it, which used to annoy you on Earth, because he would do it while you were cooking and when you were busy. And he says that he used to love doing it because it would annoy you, but he says that you secretly kind of liked it and hated it at the same time. He says he's continuing that from spirit as a sign of love for you. So if you ever feel that, just know that it's definitely him. All right, that was message number 6. Message number 7, I've got a woman coming forward. She does not feel old to me at all. She actually feels quite young. I feel like her life on earth was a very challenging one. I get a very, very difficult life path. I feel like the month of June is connected to her. So this could be birth, death, or something else of significance, but she's bringing through June or the beginning of summer is important to her. I feel like when her passing happened, she says third time's the charm. So I feel that whatever she passed from either came 2 times before and she didn't pass or something like that. I'm also getting a tightness in my neck, which usually to me is symbolic in this sense. It doesn't feel like it's literal. Feels like it's symbolic. So this could be a suicide, is the feeling that I have. So she may have tried to commit suicide 2 times before she actually succeeded, but that's kind of the feeling that I get. She's also talking about a young child that is separate or completely estranged from family. So this could be that she had a child and put it up for adoption or something like that. I'm getting that kind of a feeling. She says, "Don't worry, you're going to find him." And I hear the name Henry, Henry, Henry. So she says, "Don't worry, you're going to find him. You will, like, family will come back together of this. Don't worry." She says, "My passing was my business." She says that she has hard time explaining it, but that the depression that she carried and the frustration that she carried had been there since she was very young, like, I mean, 3 or 4 years old, so very, very young. And she's just wanting you to know that even though it looked like a preventable passing, from her perspective, it wasn't. And so she wants to send her love to her family. She says, "Don't worry, I'm still with you guys, and I'm in a good place, and everything is going to be okay." So she is bringing this through, and whoever this young child is that's estranged from family or separate from family, she's absolutely saying that they will come back towards family in some way. So whether it's family finding them or them finding family later on, she says it will all come back together, which is really positive. All right. Let's see where we're going next. All right. I'm going to have a sip of water and then I'm going to um I'm going to jump into the chat unless another spirit comes forward. Um all right. Let's see. So if you would like to ask a question, just write shared, like share the video, obviously, and then write shared next to your question. And I will go to whoever it is that I am drawn to. All right. So let's see. Sylvie Jerome shared, "Thank you for sharing. Will my daughter's health get any better?" I feel like it will. I actually feel like she's sort of on the precipice of that happening, but I see that it's not going to happen all by itself. So to me, this is saying that she will require the help of a doctor, a physician, somebody obviously taking care of her. I'm seeing the beginning of February, within the first week or two of February, she finally gets through to a doctor. And that's the way they're saying it to me. She finally gets through to a doctor. So to me, this could mean that there's been either trouble diagnosing it, trouble getting a doctor to listen, whatever this is. I feel like in that first week or two of February, something unblocks with it. So something moves forward in a very positive way for her. So, and then I see 6 to 8 months of steady improvement. So steady improvement over 6 to 8 months, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right. Let's see where we're going next. Deb Ketchen shared. Thank you for sharing. Would love a message if drawn. All right, as I'm stepping into your energy, Deb, I want to talk a little bit about collecting things, and I don't mean physical things. When I stepped into your energy field, I immediately was greeted by an aura that felt overwhelming, but it's not your energy. And so when I'm looking at something like this, it means that you're bringing in energy from the world around you. You're kind of being overloaded and overwhelmed. And as I'm standing in your energy, I can feel like I can't quite breathe. So to me, this is an anxiety feeling. And I want to say that this is something that will get better. They're talking about your own ability to connect with the universe, to connect with spirit. They're saying that you get feelings and that those feelings are accurate. They're also saying that sometimes they are overwhelming, or you can feel like there's some message that's supposed to be coming through and it's not. So it's overwhelming. Whatever that is, just know that you're on the right path. You're on the right track. This unblocking is already in process. And between now and the first of week of May, I see nothing but positive changes for you. So nothing but good shifts, good changes. You're on a good path heading in a very, very good direction. If I can give you one piece of advice, it's learn how to clear your energy and ground. Because as I said, I think a lot of the stuff I feel around you isn't necessarily yours. All right. Let's see where we are going next. Um, all right. Um, Suzanne McClaymont shared and liked. Will I soon get help with my circulation problems? Suzanne, thank you for sharing and liking my video. I appreciate that. Will I soon get help with my circulation problem? Okay, I feel like this is going to take a little bit longer than one would hope. They're saying that by September or in September, it is resolved or well on its way to being resolved. I see that you're going to start the process of getting this fixed, but then it's like it's paused for a second, and then I see that it picks back up again because I keep seeing increments. Like I see something fairly immediate within 3 months, or actually, I'm going to say end of February, beginning of March. That is the first step that I see. Then I see June, and then there's like this little bit of a break between that February, March, and that June period. But then when I go to September, I feel like this huge sense of relief and like I can finally move on with my life. So yes, I feel like it is something that is going to be fixed or repaired. I think it's just going to take some time for it to happen. But let me ask what your experience of it will be between now and then, because September in my world is like it might as well fucking be never, right? Like it's so far away. So let me ask what your experience of it will be and if there's anything that you can do to make this better for you. So when I'm asking what will your experience of this situation be, I see ebbing and flowing, so ups and downs, moments where it's challenging next to moments where it's actually not so bad. And then I get this feeling. That yeah, after mid September, it gets way, way, way better. So you're going to be okay. And I feel like in terms of what you can do for yourself, they're saying just take it easy. Try not to become overwhelmed by it, even though that's a very challenging thing. All right. So I'm getting a female spirit coming in now. This is somebody who's passed away, not connected to any readings that I've done so far, but I can feel a female spirit energy building. And she comes in as elderly at her time of passing. So this could be perhaps a mother or a grandmother vibration for somebody. I also get the feeling that when she was on Earth, that she was a very full-hearted woman, a very loving, very kind person. I also want to say that when she passed away, I'm very drawn into the brain area at her time of passing. So this can be aneurysm, stroke, something affecting the brain. She's also showing me the number 3. So this could be the month of March, or the third of a month is important to her. So again, that could be birth, death, or something else is significant. She's talking about Tina or Trina is important to her, as well as Lacey or Lucy, also important to her. Again, these could be people on Earth, people in spirit, but she is bringing this through. She's coming forward with a lot of love for her family on Earth. She's not giving me much more about herself, unfortunately, but she's coming forward for a lot with a lot of love for her family on Earth, and she's talking about two people that are no sorry one person that is sort of distant from family, or separate, or not estranged, just like emotionally distant. And she says that he will come back by the end of this year full force. I also feel like this young man struggles with mental health issues and maybe even some addictions, and she says by the end of this year he will have received or be receiving the help that he requires. So that was message number 8. All right, I'm coming back into the chat now, so if you would like to ask a question, again, share my video, and then you can write shared next to your question, and I will go to whoever I'm drawn to. All right. Let's see. Susan G. Smith shared, will my nieces plan to move to France work? Uh, I think it could, but I think there's a huge delay with this because what they're showing me is 2 years, the summer 2 years from now. Maybe next year. No, summer of 2024. That's what I see. So the message with that is to not give up, but have patience. Not to give up, but have patience. Carmen from Twitch, do you see any changes for me at work? Carmen, as I'm stepping into your energy field, they're showing me unsteady ground. So yes, changes are coming for sure. Let's see if we can figure out what those changes might be. So they're showing me that yeah. So when we get into like just past the dead of winter, so I'm going to place this into the very, very, very early signs of spring. So there's still snow, there's still crappy weather, but we're just at that very beginning of spring when people are starting to wonder when the snow is going to melt. So at least in Ottawa, that would be like March, April-ish. So when I get into that period of time, I do see a lot of shifting. It's more in people around you, or the connections that you have through work. And those people look very unsettled. But when I get into April, I feel like everything becomes settled again. So this is a very short-term issue or a short-term thing. I also want to say, I also want to say that that the other big change that I see looks to me like the between yeah, so in August, because they're showing me first week of August, last week of August. So both in the first and last week of August, I do see significant change with work. That feels like a big change. That could be moving in a new direction, getting a new job, something like that. Whatever it is really good. I do want to say overall, though, the timelines on this felt shaky. So to me, and it was a little bit blurry. So to me, what that means is that you have a heck of a lot of free will in this whole situation. So if you want big changes, you can absolutely make them happen. All right, I'm going to take a quick moment to give you guys an advertisement. So starting on January 23rd, that's a Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I will be teaching uh, the first class of a 6-week course in psychic and mediumship development. If you want to learn how to do readings, connect with spirit, channel messages, this would be a good class for you. It doesn't require any level of experience, although people who are experienced have also benefited from my classes, specifically this course. So, whether you've never ever tried before, if you've never felt anything before in your life and you want to learn how, this class is for you. If you're already practicing, you want to deepen your skill, this class is for you as well. And there's no, because of the method that I teach with, there's no, um, gap in terms of experience. Whatever someone's experience level is at the start of class, it will help you to develop and deepen your connection, your ability to bring through messages and information, and to channel and interpret and all of that. But there's no required level of experience. It is a combination of both group activity, a hell of a lot of hands-on and one-on-one mentoring. So my job with this is to show you guys how to connect, how to receive messages, and when you guys feel stuck or blocked and you're not sure what to do, or what you're supposed to do next, then you will receive one on one mentoring during class time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I finished up this course from teaching it. I guess in November, and the feedback on it was fantastic. I know of at least one or two people from that class that are already doing readings for people that they don't know, with great success. So if you're interested, it is $500 for the course. And again, it's 2 hours a week, and there's homework and there's tons of practice experience. It's all taught online through Zoom. All right, so let's get a few more readings out here tonight, or however many more I can do. All right, let's see. Courtney Gallinger shared, thank you for sharing. Do you see me leaving current relationship? They're saying that it will be up to you. They are bringing me right into so much March happening this week, and I think last time was the same. Um, yeah, they're bringing me into the first week of March, the first weekend of March. They're showing me a conversation that begins on Friday, and it's all sorted out by Sunday. So I feel like there will be a fork in the road with that. I feel like it hasn't been decided in terms of the universe. There's a lot of free will energy around this question. But I feel like the next major time where this could happen looks like that first weekend in March. Okay. And it will be up to you. It will be up to you. All right. Let's see. All right. Um, so what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling until I feel like I'm supposed to stop. Um, Okay, Brooke McWade shared. Thank you for sharing, Brooke. Am I on the right path with my new career and relationship, and paycheck to paycheck is sometimes hard to know? Okay, let me take a look. So, career path wise, they're showing me big change this year. They're bringing me into the middle to end of summer for this change, and it's going to be a significant big change. Going to be a very, very positive change, but it will be, like I said, a big one. They're showing me that you're going to move into a new direction. They are saying you'll have a fork in the road between retraining, so taking courses in something, or an offer that you will come across at the same time. So there'll be a fork in the road, end of summer at the exact same time. Relationship wise, I actually feel very good about your connection. I feel like your partner figure could use some work on their ability to speak up. There's something here about them holding in a lot of shame, not because they've done anything wrong, but their default is to be ashamed or like feel like they've done something wrong. And because of that, I see that they're afraid to communicate sometimes because they're afraid to rock the boat. Please remind your partner that they also have needs that are worthy of hearing, and that it would be helpful for them to communicate. And I feel like it's going to make things a lot clearer and a lot happier between the two of you. All right, guys. Well, I'm a very happy but very tired medium. If you haven't already liked and followed, like my video, followed my page, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, please do so. I'm here every week. And please know that even if I didn't come to you tonight, it doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. And it definitely, even more than that, doesn't mean that your loved ones are not with you. Our loved ones in spirit are instantly at peace at the moment of their passing. They are always around us, they're always supporting us. And because they see things from such an elevated perspective, they don't carry the crappy judgment that we sometimes do of each other on earth. They do not ever hold anger towards you. Even if they passed away angry at you, in the moment they enter spirit, that is no longer the case. They understand things from a very, very heightened perspective, and they are always, always around, bringing in help and support in whatever way they can. So remember, you guys are never alone. You're always loved. And as a side point, this week's energy, the forecast for it is crazy. If you've got some kind of tinfoil umbrella, this might be the week to use it. And I'm mostly kidding, but I do want to say that it is a little bit of a challenging period of time that we're moving into. So please know that if you feel weird, if you feel off, seek support is needed. But most of all, know that you're not alone and you're not crazy. Much love to every single one of you. It is a pleasure to be here every Monday at 7-ish p.m. Unless I feel fancy, then it's like 7-esque p.m. And I'll see you guys soon. Much love, everyone. Have a good week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.